Welcome to TCI Life's View, learning through stories.
So, what if everything you've ever been taught about success is, well, wrong? Today, we're going to dig into a pretty wild idea that the winding, zigzag path isn't a detour. Actually, it might be the most direct route to success in our crazy modern world.
Let's just dive right in and challenge a really famous rule for greatness, one we've all kind of lived by for decades. What if the whole 10,000-hour rule is actually broken?
Yeah, I'm talking about the 10,000-hour rule. You know the one, right? The belief that to become truly elite at something, you have to start super young, stay laser-focused, and just pour thousands and thousands of hours into that one specialized practice.
And the poster children for this rule? Oh, they're legendary. You've got Tiger Woods, who was famously given a putter before he could even walk. And then there are the Polgar sisters, who were immersed in the technical world of chess from the time they were infants. I mean, these are powerful, powerful examples of hyper-specialization leading to greatness.
But here's the catch. That model only works under very specific conditions. To really get why it's failing a lot of us now, we need to talk about two very different kinds of learning environments, the kind and the wicked.
So on one side, you have these kind environments. Think of games like chess or golf. The goals are crystal clear, the rules are fixed, and when you make a move, you get immediate, accurate feedback. But then, you have the wicked environments. Here, the goals can be blurry, the rules of the game can change on you without warning, and the feedback you get is often delayed or sometimes just plain wrong.
So, the crucial point is this. The 10,000-hour rule is a fantastic strategy for mastering those predictable, kind worlds. If you're in a domain where the patterns repeat and the rules are stable, specialized practice is absolutely king. But here's the problem. Most of our modern careers, our industries, our lives, they just don't look like a chessboard anymore. They are fundamentally wicked. And in this unpredictable landscape, that hyper-specialized approach can actually become a horrible model for success. This whole contrast is just perfectly embodied by two sports legends. On one side, you've got Tiger Woods, the ultimate specialist, and on the other, Roger Federer, the dabbler. Before he ever focused on tennis, Federer played everything: squash, skiing, soccer, you name it. His mastery came not from narrowing his focus, but from broadening it.
You see, Federer's sampling period wasn't wasted time. No way. It was a massive strategic advantage. It armed him with this huge range of athletic skills that he could later apply to tennis, giving him a unique edge when he finally did specialize. So how does having a broad perspective actually lead to innovation? Well, the physicist Freeman Dyson offered this really powerful analogy that gives us a whole new way to see expertise.
Dyson said that for a healthy ecosystem of ideas, you need both frogs and birds. The frogs are the specialists. They live deep down in the mud of one particular field, and they see every single granular detail. But the birds, they're the generalists. They soar high above, seeing the whole landscape, and, crucially, integrating knowledge from many different fields.
A perfect example of a bird innovator is a man named Gunpei Yokoi. Now, he wasn't some top-tier engineering student. In fact, he ended up taking a maintenance job at a company that had been making playing cards since the 19th century.
Yokoi's path was a total zigzag. Because he wasn't a deep frog in any one field, he had that bird's eye view. He saw the potential in combining cheap, mature calculator technology with concepts from credit cards. The result? The Game Boy, an invention that transformed Nintendo from a small playing card company into a global entertainment giant. Wild, right?
This way of thinking, of combining old ideas in new ways, doesn't just apply to creating products. It can apply to saving entire societies. Let's look at a historical example of how to thrive when things seem to be completely falling apart. So about 400 years ago, the city we now know as Tokyo, which was then called Edo, was on the brink of total collapse. Centuries of deforestation had led to catastrophic flooding and resource scarcity. I mean, they were running out of everything.
Their solution wasn't to go find some new, magical resource. Instead, they embraced a cultural philosophy called motenai. It's this deep-seated idea of being satisfied with what you have, appreciating its value, and refusing to waste a single thing.
This philosophy led to an economy built on pure resourcefulness. Broken pottery was mended with gold lacquer in a practice called Kintsugi, making it more beautiful than before. Old scraps of cloth were stitched into new garments called boro. They even created a total recycling system where human waste was collected and sold as fertilizer. Incredible.
So what does all this mean for us today? It means it's time to reframe how we think about our own lives and careers. It's time to embrace your own zigzag path, because it might just be your superpower.
The story of Edo leaves us with this incredibly powerful lesson, captured in the idea of Kintsugi. What is broken can be repaired, and in that process of repair, it can become something stronger, more resilient, and even more beautiful.
So if you've ever felt like your path hasn't been a straight line, if you've changed careers, switched majors, or pursued a dozen different hobbies, that is not a sign that you're falling behind. It's the exact opposite. That diverse, zigzagging path is your sampling period. It's the foundation that allows you to see the world like a bird, connect disparate ideas, and create something truly new. Which brings us to our final crucial question. If we accept that we live in a wicked world, how should we approach learning and building our own knowledge?
Here's a way to think about it. Imagine knowledge isn't a puzzle with neat, straight edges that you fill in from the outside. Instead, think of it like a puzzle with no edges at all. The specialist, the frog, spends their life perfecting one single piece. But the innovator, the bird, understands that the real magic happens when you fly around, collecting different pieces, and start connecting them to reveal a picture no one else has ever seen before.